Well, with football season just months away from kickoff, Arizona is still looking for its starting quarterback. Kendall Saposi takes a look at those battling for the position.
It was December 19, 2008. The Arizona Wildcats just won its first bowl game in 10 years. But despite the celebration, one question lingered. Who would replace Willie Tuatama as the starting quarterback next season? Would it be true freshman Matt Scott or transfer Nick Foles?
I think Nick and Matt are both competing well, and again, we'll be in no big hurry to name a starter, even at the end of spring ball.
Both have limited on-field experience, but had their first chance to perform in front of fans in March at the annual spring football game.
Again, we were all hyped up and excited, and we really weren't focused on what we really needed to do, and we didn't execute very well. I made a few mistakes as well.
I felt good, a rough start, but calmed down a little bit, and I felt good.
Scott brings mobility and Foles the arm, but whichever strength wins out, both say the competition has made them better quarterbacks.
Competition makes everybody better, and I think we've both improved greatly in practice and out here too.
We're not really worrying about who's doing better. We're just trying to support each other, and in the end, whoever gets the job will be cheering that person on.
Matt Scott may have had the last laugh with a late touchdown for the win, but the real winner won't be known until next fall. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Kendall Saposi.
So, Rosh, when will Stoops make his final decision?
Stoops and his staff are scheduled to name a starter in August.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who they pick.
Thanks, Arash. When we return, we'll see how tough economic times are playing out at Pima Community College's Fine Arts Department.
In tough economic times, art programs are often the first to be cut. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Maya Hamill takes us to Pima Community College for more on this story.
Pima Community College faces more state budget cuts, amounting to a 26% decrease in 12 months. Dr. Mark Nelson, chair of the Performing Arts, says that with some adjustments, their department is still running strong.
I think that in light of budget cuts, the school districts have an obligation to fund what is required for graduation. The sad reality in this country is you're required to have one fine arts class in high school, and that's it.
Some students from the music department think people should realize the benefits fine arts can offer before cutting programs.
I think it is absolutely essential. Essential! I cannot say that strongly enough. It changes the way you think. It changes your physical behavior. It teaches teamwork and group discipline. It's food for your soul.
Albert Hernandez has played the saxophone since he was 10 and shares what someone can gain from this type of experience.
Fine arts helps you a lot because you build a lot of relationships, and it's really good to develop social skills, and music is just amazing. It helps you in all aspects. It's a great way to just calm down and relax.
Dr. Mark Nelson believes that music should be treated like any other school subject, like it had been in the past.
In the Middle Ages, we had what was called the trivium and the quadrivium, which were the defined subject areas of study in medieval universities. Music was one of the 3 subjects that was studied, along with astronomy and mathematics. And yet we've fallen away from that as a core value subject to a periphery subject.
Many studies have shown that students with music backgrounds often do better in school and tend to have a better understanding of the world. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Maya Hamill.
Movie making goes back generations, and much of the Old West movie magic happens here in the Grand Canyon State. Molly Silver takes us to Tucson's Hollywood in the Desert.
Just 15 minutes from Tucson, at the bottom of the Saguaro Mountains, lies a place of American history.
Old Tucson began in 1939 for the movie Arizona, and has seen a lot of production ever since then.
While walking through the frontier town, patrons are taken back to the Old West times, where cowboys and movie legends once stood.
This is the epitome of what you envision when you think of the Old West. You've got this great town here, the surrounding desert here in Tucson Mountain Park with the saguaros and the mountains, and it's a great destination both for entertainment and education.
Not only does Old Tucson serve as an historic film location, Old Tucson serves as an entertainment venue for visitors.
They offer something different here that you don't get in a lot of different theme parks. You get the Western stunt shows, and there's a lot of history here in Old Tucson also. So,
There's a lot of heritage here. Back in the heyday of the American Western, this was the place where most of them were shot.
For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Molly Silver.
Ever imagine what Tucson was like before streetlights, television, and fast food joints? Well, downtown Tucson demonstrates life in the 18th century. Arizona Cat's Eye reporter Melissa Tan gives us a glimpse of our past.
This is a recreation of the 1775 Spanish Presidio. Located in the heart of downtown Tucson, the Presidio complex interprets what life was like during the colonial period.
Living History is an event where people come and volunteer to dress up and portray the Presidio as it would have been when the Spanish were living here.
The Spanish established a walled fortress called Presidio San Agustin del Tucson, which eventually became the town we call Tucson. The Presidio was the headquarters of the Spanish Army, where early residents protected the Spanish colonists and community.
This is my great-great-great-grandfather. He enlisted in Tubac, the Presidio San Ignacio de Tubac in 1770.
Hector Sosa is a descendant of Tucson's past. He is the great-great-great-grandchild of Luisa Sosa Sosa de Munguia.
My reason for being here is because I served here as my great-great-great-grandfather, who was here, and I'm walking in his footsteps every time I come out here.
Tucson Presidio Trust for Historic Preservation is an organization that relives Tucson's origins every year. Today's event marks their closing ceremony, which shows the public how people dressed, ate, and spent their free time. There are many demonstrations and artifacts presented during this 5-hour event. Visitors can walk around an original Hohokam structure, which dates to the early agricultural period 800 BC to AD 50.
Well, knowing about history gives you a knowledge of where you've been. It's kind of like reading a roadmap. You can't get to where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from or where you've been first.
Local architect Lewis Hall founded the Tucson Presidio Trust in 1984. He had 2 goals: to raise awareness about Arizona's heritage and to push for the reconstruction of the fort that stood in what is now downtown Tucson. For Arizona Cat's Eye, I'm Melissa Tan.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Arizona Cat's Eye, the UA School of Journalism student news magazine.
We hope you've enjoyed the program. If you'd like to learn more about Arizona Cat's Eye, you can go to our website at azcatseye.com.
For all of us who worked on the program, thanks for watching.